All right, it's Dave here. This morning I dropped a vacuum on my foot, and it hurt pretty good, but I didn't think much of it. But then later on this evening, two of my toes were still hurting pretty bad, so I took off my socks and my sock to see if my toe had turned blue, and scared myself. All my toenails were green. Well, ends up I'd had an afternoon nap on the couch while Tammy was doing her nails, and she decided to prank me. So look at that. Here I wondered, yeah, this toe here is hurting. Ow. Out on the end hurts pretty good. I smashed it pretty hard. But anyway, the green kind of threw me off there. I don't know how you get this stuff off, but I'll figure it out. So this is pretty exciting. We're working with the Fantuzzi. Oh, it's perfect. And they're putting the last container into position, number 28. So we redid this whole row. We pushed them closer together so that they're touching. And then we brought all the ones from the other side of the yard. So now there's 28 containers. So this is the last job for the Fantuzzi for the year. And then we'll come out of the sun there. Now we're just gonna leave it parked right here with its claw up in the top. And then it's kind of got its own parking space, and it's out of the way because the bins are back there behind it. So it won't be in our traffic. And then they'll get all of the bee materials sorted and organized. And then on these last few at the end here, maybe 4 of them, maybe 6 for this next year, they'll sort all of the tents and pallets that they need in the field for next year. And they'll have them in these containers. And then we'll have the Fantuzzi ready. And it's actually been running much better. And so they were able to get all of these containers moved. Finally getting some gainful employment out of that big old machine. Anyway, and then we will put them in. It can come in a little bit. Yeah, this is not. Almost, not quite. Now it's touching, but it's not touching at that end. It can come in. Anyway, they're trying to line up the pins, get it to set in there. Anyway, it's super good. Anyway, then we'll load these full ones onto the trucks in the spring as they come in the yard with their empties. We'll switch them for full ones. So it's going to be fantastic. Well, I guess it's spring, June and May. Maybe a little bit in May, but mostly in June the tents go out. So anyway, awesome, very good.
All right, so the crew is taking out the blocks out of these prototype test ones. They're finding a lot of mice and stuff, so we're definitely, and these are not mouse proof at all. So we knew that was going to be a problem. But we're testing mint and non-mint to see if that's, oh, yeah, mice.
We got 1 mouse, and we got 2 more. They get absolutely squished under it. Say hi, Wilford.
Mice everywhere. Josh took a video of some of the mice. A bunch of them. Nice and gross. But anyway, we're learning lots. Just finished the whole field. Only took a couple of days with delays and humidity and moisture and by myself, but got her done. Canola is complete. Completed canola. Never want to step inside these, obviously, especially when they're augering it out. Sucks you down pretty quick. A little bit of the seed here. You can see you got some buckwheat. That's nightshade. Those big green balls, they're the worst. Pretty wet and nasty. But then you can also see a lot of these yellow pieces are canola. It's a little bit of grinding, so we look for the yellow to make sure we're not grinding too much. And there's some splitting there, but you also see, it's a little hard to tell from here, but some of those are sprouting, and that sometimes happens, is that some of your seed starts to try and grow right from the pod, so you see some of that. And so anyway, when it's in the back of the combine, you're constantly checking to see how to adjust the settings, and certain varieties just do it more than others. And this variety or this field seems to be doing it a bit. We've been tweaking it, but overall it's not too bad. And you get a lot of the stalks and trash sit on the top, so it makes it look worse than it is. But you look down in there, it's not too shabby, and a lot of that they can get cleaned out. So, but certainly not the cleanest looking canola we've ever had, but she'll do. But we'll keep tweaking her. So some of the stuff that was going into the bin on that, well, one, first off, and Doug noticed it too, kind of like we were seeing on that video, is that second hopper seemed to have more crush in it. So you see that yellow that's crushed, which is funny because the first hopper and the third hopper were pretty good, but it was the second one that had the crush. So must have hit some patch in the field where the sample kind of changed, and should have tweaked the settings, but I did not catch it. And that's sometimes what happens when you're kind of combining in the dark or not paying attention as you ought to. But it seems like it kind of regulated itself back and not having the same crush anymore. But it also seemed, some of the green material seemed a little bit wet going in, so we're doing a quick moisture test on it. And so we're dropping this into our little moisture reader. There we go. Drops in. Then we move that down until we get to here, like so. It's reading 25, and I did a temperature reading, and it's around 18.5. So we go to 25, we go over to 18.5, 19. So it's reading that it's at 8.8, which is, we want to be under 9%. So it's reading like the seed's okay, so it must have been just some of the green material that made it seem a little bit wetter. So that's good. We're not in full panic. We might put a little bit of air on it just in case, but otherwise it seems like it's in a pretty good shape.